You just never know.
Yep, I hear you. I hear you. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Warshippers of all ages, welcome to Game 1. It's the grand finals of Warship Masters Invitational 2024. Zath, TWA, and Rain. It feels like we've been here before. What do we got cooking for the TWA lineup in green?
TWA is bringing with them British in the Z52. I'm not surprised to see that at all with a bit of that torpedo stuff we saw before. We got Vile 9 in the Yu Yang with a smoke setup there. Kaistis in a Yoshino. Behind him is Kenny Mod in an Annapolis. Finally, we've got Umugu in a Goliath without numbered. Point is in his Brisbane with full reload build and utility as well. You can see the consumable specialist and enhancement skills. And then Marcelo Pello in a Jinan. TWA is basically choosing not to bring a battleship at all. Marcelo Pello with some luck chuck torpedo skills with the quicker torpedo reload, and also going for main battery gun damage and extra fire chance and enhanced survivability expert. So trying to get as much out of that cheap ship as possible. 7 points for Marcelo Pello.
Cheapest ship on the board. We'll have to see if Marcelo can get some value out of it. Rain in red here, bottom end of the map, fielding World Spone's Z52. Not quite the same build as we're seeing on the other side of the map. A little less torpedo reload. In Taro's Holland, unique upgrade, concealment, and a little bit of torpedo power there in his build. Like seeing the unique upgrade, gives him an extra charge of the heel. Gang Barang in a Goliath. RPF, concealment, and gun reload. Not looking for range there. The other four ships in the Rain lineup headed the other way. Kim's Yu Yang, that is a Smoke Yang, featuring a whole bunch of torpedo reload. Artorius's Jinan of his own, a very similar build to what we were just looking at Marcelo running on the top end of the map. Lucar's Annapolis, pretty typical there, top grade gunner, good stuff. And then Dastard in an incomparable bit of a survivability build there. Be curious to see how this all shakes out. We've got a 5-2 split here for TWA versus a 4-3 split for Rain.
Yep, let's go look at the map view. As we can see, there's already very aggressive movement from Rain, trying to get into that A cap as quickly as possible, get the points flipping before TWA is prepared. So they do get the cap, but they've sent 5 ships to A to secure that. Look at TWA going the other way around, putting 4 ships, and they're going to send 3 of them up the 7 line.
Yeah,
I've seen this before.
I'm curious to see how this is going to work out. We also don't generally see Janans making like aggressive pushes. Generally, you see them, we're going to set up to receive. We're going to smoke, pair up with a destroyer who's going to spot for me. They're going to have to sail into my deep water torpedoes and my quick firing guns. This Janan, not setting up that way for the moment. Now, the team here, the lighter units taking the inside track up the 7 line, but you can see the incomparable over here. He's going to have to swing wide to get into this fight, so he's going to be a little slower than the Annapolis and the Jinan are to get on station. I'm curious if they'll hold this push or not.
Honestly, I think the surprise is more important. So if they get up there and they do achieve surprise, then they're going to have to do that. Now, Mugu is using radiolocation. Kaistis is not in the Yoshino. Is the Annapolis. The Annapolis is not. Is Point. Point is not. The Brisbane's not. British is. So British's radiolocation is going to point to the south. The Goliath is pointing radiolocation towards the channel. You can see those single-fire torpedoes towards the channel. He knows something's coming up the channel. But they don't know about Dastard making his way up. Because remember, Incomparable is also pretty darn stealthy.
A full stealth rig Incomparable, which I'm willing to bet you that's what Dastard is doing. Let's have a quick peek just to be sure it is stealthier than a Des Moines, Zath. It comes in, I think,
10.6.
I was going to say about 10.5 kilometers. Sounds about right. And yeah, that's pretty rough. Now we're going to see these torpedoes sneaking into the smoke. They should be spotted. They're going to be able to avoid them here. as the Annapolis fire starts to fall in on the Yoshino. The smoke there from Kim's Yang clearly indicating something's there. The incomparable unspotted, he's going to get this first salvo right up Umugu's stern for free, not even knowing he was there. Absolute.
One
well,
shell connects.
I was going to say absolutely nothing, but it wasn't absolutely nothing. It was just very little.
Just a reminder, you all, the players, have the ability to take a look at ship characteristics yourselves in battle. Hold the tab button down, mouse over whatever ship you want to see, and you can see their quote-unquote best, most efficient possibilities like concealment and that sort of thing. It does help quite a bit in random battles.
Now, having no radar over here, TWA is not able to kind of hold back this push or do anything to slow down this cap. So Kim's Yu Yang just continuing full speed, leaving a big long smoke screen, finishing the cap, backed up by the Annapolis and the Jinan, pushing the Yoshino out. The Brisbane and the Z-52 already coming back. Incomparable's guns speaking again here. Nothing doing.
Kenny Mod radaring in the Annapolis. They want to know what's to south. World Spawn caught out, is trying to get behind cover in the Z-52.
Oh, no.
1900 HP.
Take a torpedo earlier or something, I have to wonder. Looks like he's going to barely sneak in here and make it.
He got smacked hard by Kenny.
Okay.
He's backing up. I think he'll be okay, but he's got to wait out the radar another 10 seconds, and then Kenny Mod's going to come right around the corner and just pulverize him anyway, I feel.
Lucar's Annapolis getting absolutely brutalized in that smoke as they're going to bag Kenny here for kill number 1. That puts Rain
World
up
Spawn.
a ship. Sorry, World up, thank you. Rain up a ship, down a cap here. Still the early going. Only 6 minutes gone.
And it's actually TWA up a ship.
Thank you. My apologies. I'm all over the place right now.
I made that mistake earlier today as well. Don't worry, it happens. Earlier
They're trying to keep this Yoshino spotted so they can farm him out. They need this kill.
Yeah. Kim doing a great job of the Yang of saying basically there's no hiding place for you. And the Goliath, this is what you always do in a random battle. If you're ranked or whatnot, if you're kiting away from a side that's lost, go to a corner, try to drag as many people with you. That helps your team come back from that loss.
All of these torpedoes going to flush Lucar and Artorias out of the smoke here, but they aren't going to take any of these torpedoes. I got to say, Seth, part of me is a little surprised to see Kenny Mod turn around and go back to A when CCAP has to be a little enticing, but I think he realizes his radar and his guns are more useful in collapsing the remainder of this flank here for Rain.
Absolutely. You have to secure the flank before you can then go and deal with the main stuff. If you take that one ship off, you don't have that decisive win. What TWA is trying to do right now is keep these 4 players from Rain bottled up. And they're doing a very nice job of that.
Gangbrang
you
trying
only need 3.
Go ahead.
You only need like 3 ships to do that, so.
Gangbrang trying to wind his way through this torpedo salvo without getting smacked, and he manages it. His hydro was up. He just had to find a line and get there. As now Intaro and Vile both sitting in the A-cap. Kenny comes around the corner. Well within radar range. His radar is 6 seconds away. Intaro's in real trouble here if he decides to pop that radar and his funny button. Intaro could find himself dead very, very quickly. The funny button may be coming with the AP.
Well, they've got Gangbrang to focus on right now. They don't need to worry about another. Kenny Mod does take a big hit, though.
Goliath. Gangbrang had the AP in the barrel as now Intaro and Vile getting into a bit of a gunfight.
There goes the radar from Kenny.
Yep.
And there goes Vile's hit point pool.
Little superfluous, perhaps, but it is what it is. Intaro now. I think is he gonna hold this line? No, he's gonna turn. He's gonna try to get some torpedoes on the Annapolis.
Speaking of torpedoes, Dastard takes out the Goliath in the corner with the torpedo. It is
wow,
incomparable.
Finally got there. They do bag Gangbarang, though, and that leaves a very, very, very lonely Intaro over here. The only Rain ship on this entire half of the map. Rain having a lead now on the strength of that cap advantage. But they're going to lose. That score's going to flip in a minute. Intaro will go out here momentarily. There's just, the best he can hope for will be to trade with Vile. He's going to try. I'm not sure he's going to be able to pull it off, though.
To see him first.
Yeah, he can't even see Vile right now.
He's taking guess shots.
Nope, it's not going to happen. Lead flips back. It's now a 2-ship lead for TWA as that's points. Brisbane now headed to sea. All of the surviving Rain ships here in the northeast corner of the map.
How many times have we seen a ship go to the sea cap on this map?
I mean,
I'm going to go grab this cap. I mean, it makes sense now. But.
You know, it feels like I have to applaud Rain. It was a textbook push up the 7 and the 9 line. It worked brilliantly. They got done what they needed to get done. You know, but look what it cost them, right? The 3 ships at A basically not really accomplishing much other than, I mean, they cheaped away some health, basically. That's kind of about it.
So this is the thing that I think a lot of players don't understand is that in World of Warships, if you're trying to make a push on one side, you need to put down enough ships to defeat, I would say, the number +2. So in other words, if you're going up against 2 ships, ideally you want to have 4 engaged in that action. Now, when you're in a situation where there's only 7, then a smaller number of ships can hold a larger number of ships at bay. And that's what TWA did just there. And while that happened, they had 4 ships to the remaining 2 for Rain, and they just obliterated them.
Well, it was actually at one point it was 3v3, right? They rotated the Zed and the Brisbane back long before they had finished off Worldspawn. And so it kind of fell apart in a bit of a hurry like that. Now, I'm talking like Rain is completely out of this game. They're not. It's only It's only a 40-point game. A little bit of luck or a good salvo at the right time, they could potentially get back in this. You can see the incomparable Dastert running his speed boost, trying to get back south. But the reality is they're running out of time. They're about 70 seconds here from a loss. And at the moment, they have no vision. They can see nothing. They have no idea where the enemy team is.
And you can see that TWA knows all they have to do is like not be dumb.
Yeah.
So
sail around and don't get dumb.
Yep. So Lucar banging away with his radar just outside of catching British. Even has his Hydra going, so he just doesn't take a random torpedo. But this game is over simply because TWA knows to just run away and give the ground.
They know just to not get spotted, and then it's all fine. Because the Incomparables guns could absolutely change the game in a single salvo if you give them the opportunity. But there's no way that TWA is going to make that mistake.
Which is why you see Vile smoking up Kinnymod right now.
100%. Radar coming up from Kinney. Just speculative. Want to know what he's up against just in case. Only 10 seconds left in the game. But why take the risk? In the end, it won't matter. TWA is going to claim gain 1.
Lucar guessing with his funny button. He came so close to actually hitting British, but even with this funny button, that wouldn't be a kill. British is full health.
Well, there we go. TWA doing something that I don't think they did earlier, which was taking a game off of Rain.
That is correct. This is the first time TWA has taken a game off of Rain at this stage of the tournament.
In this particular event, yeah, I think so. I mean, clearly they have in other events, but I mean, in this particular event, I'm just going to go back and look here.
Well, on the first day, of course, they had their bracket group stage. They met each other.
Yeah.
Come on. Load up already. There we go.
It's thinking about it.
So TWA took Rain down 2-0.
Okay,
and then in the grand finals, lost 1 game to Rain.
Okay. Okay. So actually,
of day 1,
they went 2-0 on day 1 and then 2-1. So technically 4-1, and then in the playoffs, Rain 2-0'd them into the losers bracket. Interesting.
That's correct.
Interesting. Okay. Well, game 1 in the books.
A whole lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of history here.